You're listening to Tara Lynn's A Geek Saga podcast. This episode features unedited audio from a Q&A panel with Kimberly Brooks at Beach CityCon 2017. And of course, we have with us here today Kimberly Brooks, the voice of Jasper.
Hi, everybody.
The voice of Jaspers, I guess,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Several Jaspers, and also a very prolific voice actress in general. Anyway, I want to let you guys know, again, in case you weren't at the panel this morning, the way I run these things is I do a little introduction and kind of get the conversation started, but the questions and everything should come from you, and we have, we're pretty intimate here, and we should have time for everybody to ask a question. We've got an hour, so if you have a question, the mics are going to be on the tables on either side here. They're on, so our AV people, lovely AV people, will turn on the sound whenever you're ready to ask. But so. Please plan on asking some questions because you don't want to hear me talking for an hour. So Jasper, it's been a while since we've seen her on the show.
Yes.
But when was the last episode that we saw her? Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah, at least.
Do you know anything about coming back anytime soon?
Well, I just found out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That I don't know. I'm not really great with the whole social media thing, but somehow there was information out there that possibly Jasper is coming back. That makes me so happy. Because that's the question that I get asked the most.
I'm sure.
Is Jasper coming back? Because her story's not complete.
Yeah.
Right? So
and I mean also there's also the other Jaspers as well.
Right.
Obviously they were not on Earth or whatever, so they'd have to come to Earth, or other characters would have to go back out to space. But
so basically she gets her own spinoff.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Jasper and the Jaspers.
Yes. Just the Jaspers. Yeah.
Like I said, you guys, if you have questions, please come up to the microphones and ask them.
Don't be shy.
Otherwise, I will move the conversation along. No questions yet? Really? Gosh, killing me here. We got some over here. Yeah. I mean, I have things. Oh no. I was gonna say I have things I can ask, but.
What's your favorite line you've recorded as Jasper?
Oh, we were just going over some of Jasper's lines. I should have written this down because I don't have that great a memory, but what was it? Fighting is my life. It's what I was made for. Or is that the line, pretty much? I think that one is something I identify with on a certain level. But yeah, that's a good one.
I think you should say it that. You should say it the way she said it.
Yeah, I know, but I want to make sure I was going to say the right line.
Where's that go?
What's that?
So where's that go?
These mics are very sensitive.
Yeah, they're very. They are.
Pull it right
yeah.
here. How's that?
They're
That's
also
way better,
awkward.
Right? Yeah, there. Is there another question?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
So, we've all seen from the trial that it actually wasn't rose quartz that shattered Pink Diamond. So, who do you personally think was the culprit?
Oh, God.
As a voice actor, not don't give away any secrets. Who do you personally think?
I don't know any secrets. I wish Rebecca had given me some of the inside info. And, I never even really watched the show until I was cast as Jasper. So once I did get the role, I started watching the show and I love it. But I don't know all the nuances. Who do you think? What's your theory?
I think it was Pearl.
Does anyone else think that? Is that a
I don't disagree, but
yeah, sorry.
over here.
So you're a very prolific voice actress, and I was wondering if there's a character trait of Jasper or something that you've taken away that you really identify with, or something that stuck with you from the role.
That's a really good question. I think she's just so sure of herself and what she believes to be true despite everything else. So that's kind of a through line in other characters too that I voice and that I see and in myself too. So even if others disagree with her, she believes in what she's, what she sees and what her goal and her mission is.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Over here.
I've heard rumors that Steven Universe might be ending altogether soon.
No.
I've heard rumors of it, very sad rumors. Do you think that might be true?
I don't get that impression at all. They have their own whole little section at Cartoon Network. It's so cool up there. They got a whole thing going on. So no, I don't want to believe that.
I feel like if it's going to end like soon, it's not necessarily soon as in a year from now it'll be all done. I do know that from like reading and listening to past interviews that Rebecca Sugar has had this story in her mind and had an ending in mind for a long time, and I do think that they are approaching it quickly at this point. But I think that I especially with Cartoon Network's airing schedule, I think we've got probably a couple years more, of episodes. Just hopefully not as sporadically timed, maybe in the future of Cartoon Network.
But that's interesting that she has it all, like she knows where the story's going, and she knows what the end is already. Ooh, I don't know. They have to bring Jasper back, so they're definitely asking something, right? Something left. I heard that rumor too. So it seems like that would do really well, right? You guys would go, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That will be all.
Thank you. Oh, you have the sensitive mic. Sorry. Hi.
I'm just wondering. I know you acted as a zoo Jasper in the zoo movie.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your favorite character at acting out of them all?
Of everything I do, or just on that show?
What's your favorite character? Do you like the zoo Ruby, the zoo Jasper, or the Jasper?
Oh my gosh, it's kind of fun to do them all. Probably just the Jasper, like you were saying, the last one, the Jaspers. Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I am a big fan of yours, and I actually
Thank you.
wasn't aware of how big of a fan of yours I was until I saw you were coming and I looked at your IMDb. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've heard her voice from so many different,
Thank you.
Batman, the video games, and my favorite, Bioshock.
Daisy Fitzroy.
Yeah,
That was incredible.
You were amazing.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't saying I was incredible. So that game was incredible. Yeah.
It was. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I really
wanted to
appreciate
ask
that.
you, what's been your favorite role to play so far, and also, what do you think the biggest differences are between video game voice acting and TV voice acting?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Nowadays, it seems like, obviously video games have gotten really good and really realistic. And another game that I was in that a lot of people appreciated the voice acting in was Mass Effect, because it was so realistic.
Oh,
Yeah, so now I could say I would have said cartoons, animation over video games, but now it's pretty on par with animation. But I do more animation than video games, so probably I'm still gonna say animation. Thank you.
So I know you're a mom, and Jasper is very much sort of the antithesis. She's very non-maternal.
Right.
If she was to display any sort of caring or anything, who do you think that might be for, and how might it manifest?
That's a really good question too. I don't know if she's capable of that until she changes, which I hope is what's going to happen. I don't know,
Perhaps catching up with the other Jaspers at the zoo.
that would probably be the closest she would come to that, being able to have that maternal instinct. But I just don't really she's got a mission. She's not concerned with that, being a mom.
There's no one over there. You can
There's
go
no
ahead.
one over there, just a table.
Everybody likes that one.
You look awesome.
Thank you very much. I adore you. I can't get my voice to be as deep or gravelly, sort of, but we all agree that Jasper's their attacking, and she's been through a lot, and it's two sides of the same coin. Like, we send troops over to a different country, they think we're the monsters, we think we're just protecting our own.
Right.
Kind of, similar thing. There's not inherently bad sides to the universe. How do you think Jasper would act in a healthy, happy fusion? Like, let's say Eyeball adores her, or someone else. Because she seems to be addicted to fusion at this point.
Yeah, that's her thing.
I mean, when she's uncovered, because Rebecca Sugar did at San Diego Comic-Con say Jasper and Bismuth are coming back in one of her interviews. She also confirmed that Jasper's favorite ice cream is cookie dough.
Like chocolate chip cookie dough specifically?
She said, it'd have to be something difficult. Jasper, I don't know, probably cookie dough, that's what she said. She said it'd be a long time before Jasper would actually enjoy eating ice cream, at all. So, what do you think she would act like in a happy, healthy fusion? Maybe, I don't know, Steven to try to heal her corruption?
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, I think there's hope for everybody. Don't you know what I mean? Like, I think I was talking to someone about this, that she's not mean because she's mean, and she's in pain. She's sensitive, and she has all that. So I think she would be great if that could happen for her. Let's hope it does.
And I mean, Steven healed Kiki's mind going into her dream, so why couldn't he heal the mind of Jones?
I think he can.
And I think he will.
And I think he will. And I hope he does.
Well, yeah, Jasper has very much, she is a product of the way she was raised, literally. So, like, she was meant to fight, that's her mission and everything. So I think that the longer she is separated from homeworld and from those influences, the easier it will be to have for other characters to hopefully have a good influence on her.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What was your favorite episode?
Hi. Oh my gosh.
She's so cute.
How cute was that? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna do what's your favorite episode?
I'm happy to be back alone. It's just so silly.
Which one was it?
Back to the barn.
Oh, Back to the Barn. Oh, I love Back to the Barn. Pretty much anything with that episode.
That's a really good one. I'm gonna agree with you. Back to the barn.
Hi.
Hi, you look awesome.
Thank you. What's it like working with Rebecca Sugar?
It's really fun. She's very smart. She knows exactly what she wants. She's extremely kind as a director, and she just, tells you what she wants, and she always has a smile on her face. She's always grinning. Did you guys see? I don't know if you've seen her before. She's adorable. And the sessions are always really, really fun, and when they laugh that you got what they wanted, and then we move on to the next thing. So she's awesome. And then I met her brother. It was the last time I was at Cartoon Network, and it freaked me out, like, really badly, because he is Steven. I mean, literally. And then they look exactly alike too, and they both had the same smile on their face, and they were standing next to each other. It was just really cool. It was really cool.
Does he act like Steven?
Kind of. Yeah.
I know, it's common knowledge that Steven is, based on or was very much inspired by her brother, and I've always been curious about.
But see, I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the show yet until I, found out about it, and so I didn't know. But when I saw him, I was just like, I had this look on my face, like, oh my god. So yeah, that's cool.
So, who's your favorite voice actor to work with?
Oh, another voice actor?
Yeah.
Oh, so many good ones.
Specifically on the show, I guess.
Oh, on the show. I was like, because a lot of times I record by myself, so I don't have I'm not with the cast all the time. Like, they get to do. I think I've had maybe 3 sessions with them. everybody's super cool, and it's great to just be in the room and while they're doing this. But yeah, they're all great. Everybody's wonderful.
Well, it's hard when, I know AJ talked about this a little bit earlier too, when you are recording by yourself so much of the time. So then you get, a couple recording sessions with a few of the actors, but you don't know the other ones.
Exactly. Especially because those sessions were in the beginning when I wasn't really familiar with the show. But yeah, they're all really funny, and the sessions are really fun. Like there's a lot of laughing, and they're really easygoing. Hi again.
Hi. So this is something a lot of other people I've seen on the internet actually caught up on with, because when we were first introduced to Yellow Diamond, we saw that her pearl, Yellow Pearl, referred to her as My Diamond. However, when we were introduced to Jasper, she referred to Yellow Diamond as just Yellow Diamond. So from what you know about your character Jasper, do you think that she actually considers Yellow Diamond her diamond, or does she still consider Pink Diamond her diamond?
I do not know the answer to that. I wish I did. But I'm interested to know, when you ask this question, what you think. Because you ask the question, so you must have a theory of your own.
I still think that, because again, she referred to Pink Diamond as My Diamond first, because she was yelling at Steve my diamond, your diamond,
right.
Pink Diamond. So it seems weird that she would refer to Yellow Diamond as just Yellow Diamond instead of My Diamond if she...
Yeah, why?
Because in her heart, Pink Diamond is still her diamond because she misses her that much.
Oh, see? That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't
it's
be able to
very
give you that answer, and I love that answer. Thank you for that.
And I wonder about the ties that bind them that strongly.
Yeah.
That it's been so long since Pink Diamond was shattered, and yet there's still that tie between Jasper and her diamond.
Right. I love that.
Hello, mystery girl.
So do you think that if/when Jasper is to be uncorrupted, do you think that she would try to go back to Homeworld, or stay on Earth and maybe even go back to her original Pink Diamond insignia?
I would hope the latter, in a way, because I think maybe that's what she really desires, but she has to fight. I don't know. I wish I knew.
My question is about with Jasper. It was confirmed that Gems sink when they're in water, but when he's going away from Stevani, she walks into the water, waits in it, and then just sinks. So it was supposed to be for dramatic effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just wondering, was that why it was supposed to be like that?
That seems like a Rebecca Sugar question.
Something Jasper would do, just to be dramatic.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's pretty over the top, so yeah, that seems fitting. But yeah, I wish I knew all the nuance, what is behind the nuances of the show, what motivates these things. Are they just accidents? Are they just kind of happening, or is there a real meaning behind them?
Well, and I mean, some of them have definitely been, some of those motivations have been revealed over time, but I mean, in the panel earlier, we were talking, and they keep a lot under wraps. Yeah. And, especially you, because Jasper hasn't been on, the show in a while. Right. If you haven't recorded anything recently, then, even AJ said, she's in episodes that are coming up, but she doesn't find out what she's doing in these episodes until sometimes a few days beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
So it's everything. There's one person who knows the answer to all these questions, and it's Rebecca Sugar, and she is possibly the biggest, best secret keeper in the world in my mind at this point.
Thank you.
Oh, we got one over here. Yay.
Hello again.
Hello.
In Alone at Sea, Jasper reunites with Lapis, and they have a pretty heated exchange. I wanted to know what you thought about the word choice and stuff that they had for Jasper and the writing that you had to talk about, and your thoughts on the Lapis and Jasper relationship.
Well, I think that Rebecca's so specific with her writing, because and sometimes not very often, but there might be a little bit of copy change or something like while we're working, but pretty much she has it. She knows what she wants to say, and everything is really, really specific. So I'm like, that's great. Whatever she writes, I think is awesome. So and as far as Lapis, and maybe you can help me elaborate on that. The Jasper Lapis.
Well, I mean, I guess between Lapis and Jasper, Jasper essentially, or the two of them kind of force each other into the fusion, for different reasons.
For their own.
And it is considered symbolic of an abusive relationship.
Right.
And Lapis, is like very clearly suffering from PTSD because of it and everything. But, also, Jasper was stuck in that too, and it wasn't necessarily, she wasn't dragged into the ocean by her choice. So a lot of and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, because I'm not really involved in the online fandom, but the gist that I get from what I've seen in discussions is that, they both are dealing with a lot of issues from their past, and they're just like kind of what's the word? It's like two bulls like clashing heads.
Right.
It's just a really bad mix, for the two of them together at that point in their lives.
That's really, I'm so glad you said all that, because it's true. I mean, as far as the PTSD and the abusive relationship thing, and like I said, I wish I was better at social media and the fandom and everything, but I know that that's definitely what people speak to me about and identify with.
Yeah.
And so it's so much deeper. That's what I was saying when I first started watching it. I just didn't really understand how deep it was and how many people it affects. And that's why I think it's really important to continue to tell her story, because from her perspective, she's not the bad guy. She's not, she's in this situation the same way Lapis is. So, and like you said, they have their own, both bring their own situations to the table. So hopefully there'll be more fleshing out of that.
I was just curious about your reaction to saying things that some people in the fandom found triggering, or just, it's such a complicated.
It's complicated, and like I said, I think Rebecca really, it's very deliberate. It's very, and
it was
obviously
controversial, so I was wondering about your emotional reaction to the words and trying to say them the way Jasper would say them.
I knew during the session, because basically that's it. I go in and then I record, and then if I'm lucky, I'll catch the episode or something like that. But at the time of recording it, I knew that it was a big topic. I knew that it was heavy, and she just did she really wanted that out there. So, yeah.
I know, that's why I wanted to know what you thought about it. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, I think it's important. I think it's hugely important. Just discussion,
I think it's hard, I understand that. I personally understand why that episode was triggering. I cried throughout most of it, honestly. But also, if I had never experienced that type of relationship and hadn't also been struggling with PTSD from it, it wouldn't have hit me as hard. I think if you've never, and I think it's really important that Rebecca put that out there. And I think she did a very good job of it, of writing that scene and you portraying Jasper, and forgive me, I can't think of Lapis's voice actress off the top of my head, but I think the whole way it was written and the way it was voice acted out and everything was exactly what it needed to be. I really am not sure that anybody could have done anything different, because I think the only thing that could have been done is a change in the writing, and that would have taken away from the story as a whole.
Yeah, just as a voice actor, I'm like the last person who comes in on this project. You have the creators and her whole vision and everything, and I'm lucky enough to come in and get a script the day of or the day before, and I'm just lucky enough to get to have that role and that responsibility. but it's all about her vision. So
I know. I wasn't sorry. I wasn't trying to like ask what would you change or what would you do better. I just wanted to know, like, how does it feel to deal with these things so closely, for having to voice act and like think from the perspectives of that.
Yeah, it's kind of heavy. It feels good though. I mean, because we're talking about it. Dialogue.
So, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I love
awesome.
You're here.
Thank you. So, I was just curious if you have ever or would ever dress up as Jasper.
I totally would.
That would be great. Have you ever other characters of things you've done?
I did do I did a Mass Effect convention and I did dress up like Ashley Williams and someone made me the most awesome cosplay ever. So
I think I would faint if I saw you actually dressed up as Jasper and saying things in the voice. I don't think I could process it. So I'm just curious if you would ever be willing
I
to
would
do that in the
so
future.
be down for that. Yes,
Yeah, I would have
completely.
to keep my eye out then now that I've planted the seed in your head. Thank you.
I need to learn how to make costumes. Everybody's so talented. How do you guys do that?
Yeah.
I need help for sure. I'm blown away by I've seen so many amazing, just everybody looks awesome. Hi.
Hi. Okay, I was wondering if Jasper were to get a redemption, who do you think she'd get on, who would she get along with the best of the crystal gems, and who would she get along with the least?
Who do you think she would get along with and the least?
I think Amethyst's the best because I feel like she can relate to how she's the only one of her kind type of deal. And I feel like she'd get annoyed with Peridot.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that.
I think they already, her and Peridot are already.
That's kind of, yeah, that goes without saying. But I didn't know who the best was. But yeah, I think I didn't really. Yeah, that's a good parallel.
Because one is considered the best, and one is considered the worst of the worst. Yet they're
Which
both.
is the same thing, really, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be the worst, you want to be the worst.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
I love it. I agree with you.
Oh,
I'm back with a second question.
Cool.
It's one of my friends brought this to my attention and I just remembered it. And I'm not really looking for a specific answer, just your reaction about this. But in the episode Watermelon Island, when Malachite goes there and finds all the little watermelons and the crystal gems, it crushes one of the watermelons, eats it, and calls it Steven. But Jasper always calls Steven Rose, so it was Lapis.
Oh. See, that's a nuance that I didn't
even notice that. So.
Oh wow.
No, that one went over my head too. Honestly,
that's deep, and I love that. Actually, that would be one of. I love that episode. I thought that was a really good one.
The little watermelon.
Jasper would be annoyed with Peridot the most.
Yeah.
Just be sick of.
Oh, we got one over here.
What of your voice acting skill set are you most proud of, and what is something that you'd really like to pursue more and improve on?
Ooh, food for thought. I know, career. I gotta examine myself right now. Let's see, what am I proud of? I think my range is pretty, being an African American woman, and there's certain expectations. I'm sort of limited, and I love blowing all that out of the water, or whatever the expression is. And one of my favorite things to do that people may not know is I do a lot of promo work, for NBC and, whatever, Fox, CBS, and I really love doing that. That's something that I want to do more of. I do a lot, actually. I'm the voice for E! Entertainment, and I do that kind of stuff on a weekly basis. But wait, what was the last part of your question?
And what's something that you'd like to specifically improve on and pursue?
It's really good. I don't know. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I think maybe giving back more a little bit and being more like, this is awesome to me. Like talking to people that I didn't, when I started doing Steven Universe, I had no idea that I would affect people with, you know, just this role. And it's been so overwhelming and amazing. The fans are just like so much love, and I love it. So I guess giving back more and like helping people who are aspiring to do what I do, and like giving advice. That's what I pretty much need to focus on, because career-wise I'm doing pretty well.
I would say so.
Thank
I
you.
honestly didn't know you did all that promo work.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I do a lot of commercials too.
I know a lot of the other shows you're in. I do, if we have time, I have a couple Voltron questions I'll ask, unless somebody else asks them.
Yeah,
So I know this is a Steven Universe connection.
I know.
But
and deservedly so. I love Steven Universe, and you guys all look amazing, and so glad you're here.
We came in a little late, so if this was already asked, then my apologies. But first of all, I want to say that you are a beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you.
That I just love you. I think that you're phenomenal.
You're so sweet. Oh my gosh,
thank you. You're a beautiful
thank you.
person, too, physically and emotionally, and just.
You are so nice. Thank you for saying that.
It's a privilege to be able to talk to you.
Aww.
And I saw a video that was put out on YouTube of your home studio.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
Yes, it was. But I gleaned a lot of that because as a musician, I want to set up my own voice studio, and we're slowly doing that. My husband is doing a podcast called the Silly Robots Podcast, where he and two of his best buds talk about everything from the new movies that are coming out to the,
cool,
different things. So anyway, we need a voice studio to do that. I have a couple of questions that tie in together, but as far as your voiceover work with Steven Universe, do you go into studio, or are you able to do that at home?
Yeah, pretty much all animation and video games. In my experience, you have to go into the studio. Yeah, you're recording, and if you're lucky, like on Voltron, we record with a lot of the cast at the same time.
Oh,
so that's always awesome.
So you do get some interaction with the cast.
Oh yeah, it makes all the difference too. Like, I was saying Steven Universe the last few times I've just gone in by myself and done my lines. It's great working with Rebecca and stuff, but it's like out of context, and hearing the other actors do their lines, it just really helps. Just interacting with each other.
Yeah. Feeding off each other.
Yeah, because acting is reacting and all that stuff.
So what type of work do you do in your home studio?
A lot of promo work. All my auditions. I'm a professional auditioner. That's what I do every day. I have probably anywhere from 1 to 10 auditions a day. And which is great, because back in the olden days, we used to have to drive, because I live in LA, I'm LA based, and you have to drive to all these different studios and you do your auditions, and now everything's obviously MP3s. So I can record a Toyota audition, and then an audition for a new animated series, and then a video game audition all in one, and send it out. So I do a lot of that for my studio.
That's the next question. As far as sending it out, what type of media do you do that with? Because my husband, like I said, we're Houston based, but his buddies are in San Antonio.
Oh.
So they're using his voice over Skype as opposed to him recording himself and sending it out.
Well,
is there a better
I
software
have,
for that?
no, I think you're doing good with Skype, or you can do, there's, I'm going to blank on the name right now. I'll think of it in a second. I have at my house actually like broadcast ISDN, which is like a digital analog telephone line, too technical to get into, but it's old school and it's really hard to get it installed now, and no one really uses it. But the studios use it because they don't trust the internet. So they're like, we trust the telephone lines, but we don't trust the internet, the evil internet. So that's one thing, but I'm gonna think of it, and then I'll just blurt it out later when I think of the name of it. Thank you. Good luck with everything. You're gonna love having your home studio. You're gonna love it.
Question over here.
Hi.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
What are some elements that you keep in mind when voice acting for Jasper, or a different format of the question would be, what would be some tips that you would give someone else who would be trying to emulate Jasper's voice?
The voice came more out of like the way Rebecca described the character to me and the energy of her. And she's just so, it's like all just so built up and everything is, so it's all down here. So for me, I just, because that's not my regular speaking voice, obviously. So it's really fun to do that, and the writing is so funny most of the time, what she gets to say. So I just relish in that with, finding that deep within me. But basically, I'm guided by the words on the page, pretty much. But, and I think in voiceover in general, it starts with the acting, it starts with the intentions of the character, and then the voice kind of finds its way, for me anyway. I'm not like, oh, I have a million voices and I can do all these wacky. It's not about the voices, it's just about the intention behind. So that's what I would say.
Well, and I mean, clearly that's a successful way to look at it, because you have done a lot of awesome voiceover work.
Yeah,
so.
it's thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's cool, the range of stuff that I get to do. Someone else asked me what I was proud of. I also work on South Park, and I get to do a lot of incidental characters, but I have a new character that I'm doing called Classy, and she spells it with an I. And she's part of the oldest profession, if you know what I mean, and it's a really fun character to do, because it's like such a departure from like, even Jasper, it's a departure from that, but yeah. Fun. You just got to approach it from the writing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi again.
Hi.
I was just curious if you had any difficulties voicing your part of Malachi. Like, did you have to like listen to the Lapis part first?
Yeah, we did. It was like a very technical record, because the overlapping and all that stuff, which was really creepy. Yeah, that was just very technical. That was like listening and making sure it was like in unison and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember I think she recorded first and then I recorded over, something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so you guys weren't together for that? Okay.
Isn't that weird? Like,
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. And I did that probably by myself and was listening. And there's it's very technical sometimes with that kind of thing. But yeah, that was a good question. Thank you.
Aside from commercials, what's your favorite role that you've ever played?
You
have a favorite?
One of my favorites ever was, I've done a few Scooby-Doos here and there, and yeah, the Witches Ghosts, and so I'm in part of a band, and we're in a girl band, so like we're Wiccan, and we're like so cool, and I got to sing with Jennifer Hale. And we sound like the Go-Go's a little bit, and it's really fun, and we got to go, and we actually dropped our album, and we got to go in the studio and record, so I pretended to be a rock star. And we've done a few episodes like that as those characters, so I wish they would bring that back, or a spin-off. Thank you.
So what made you want to get into voice acting, and how did you get started?
That's a really good question. I'm going to do the condensed version. I had kind of a rocky childhood. I had a lot of, home life wasn't awesome. But there was this one teacher who totally, for whatever reason, believed in me. And she had this like little puppet show thing in her room. And one day I was in like 3rd grade. And I started doing the puppet thing, and I was really shy, and I didn't have a lot of confidence at all. And she heard me doing some voices, and she was like, "You're really talented. You should pursue this. And I have a children's theater, and you should come audition and whatever." And so I did. She picked me up and took me. Like my parents didn't even bring me to the audition, and it was for Alice in Wonderland. And I got the part, and I did sing, and it was the first time I ever sang, and I was like, I didn't even know that I could sing. And so I got the part of the Duchess, which is, I have a lot of like kind of abusive roles, because she's like beats her baby, but that's a pig, and I don't know, it's a whole thing, but it's That's weird. I just thought about that correlation. I gotta do some more deep thinking. So she believed in me. Her name was Mrs. Kelly, and I started doing children's theater, and that was like my outlet, like my confidence building thing. And then I was in theater my whole life, always children's theater. And then in high school, I went to a great school that had money, so we could put on great shows. We did Sweeney Todd. I played Mrs. Lovett. And so it was just, I had a lot of support, you know, outside of my family and everything. So I really am grateful to her for that. And then that made me just want to pursue acting, and that's all I ever loved. So I can't really think of anything else I would do. Thank you for that question.
I just want to say that you're a beautiful woman, and I believe, and you're just so lucky to work on.
I'm so blessed.
A great show that inspires so many people.
I know.
So many fans. And just everybody's gonna be so.
It freaks me out. Like I literally have to pinch myself because nothing's an accident. Like I'm not just on random shows. Like so many shows that I'm lucky enough to work on and be a part of touch so many people. Like another show I work on is Doc McStuffins. I don't know if you guys have kids, but like I'm the mom on that show, so I just get to be like nurturing mom, and I also do Surfer Girl on that show. But that show touches so many people, like little black girls who never believed they could do anything, or like that's not a role model or images that they see. That to be a part of that is so huge for me. In fact, someone told me the other day that her son is all into Doc McStuffins, and he went to the doctor, and his doctor happened to be a guy, and he was like, didn't know how to the little boy didn't know how to react, that it was like a male doctor. And I was like, that is so cool. Like, you know, I just think that's so neat that that's just changed people's way of thinking and believing in themselves. So that, and then obviously Steven Universe. Just like I said, I had no idea when I got involved, and I'm just like, I got goosebumps too when I come here and I just meet so many people that are, you know, that just believe in it or see something in it about themselves and identify, and like we all have a reason to be here. So it's really cool. It's special, and I every day I'm like filled with gratitude for this. Thank you for just saying that.
So I have one more question. Mm-hmm. Who would you ship yourself with as your character, Jasper?
Oh, Jasper. Oh, I thought you were going to say, because Voltron's all about shipping. Everything.
Adam, Lapis, Peridot.
Not Peridot. Or maybe the two extreme. I don't know.
Okay. Pink Diamond.
Oh.
Well, not Yellow Diamond, because she doesn't seem to care for you and just not coming back.
No.
For you. Yeah, I guess eyeball, lapis, or pink diamond.
Ooh. I don't know, pink diamond, I think. For me, I don't know why I'm saying that, but what do you think? Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
She's also clearly still,
There's a thing.
There's still that very strong attachment.
Yeah, that seems like the obvious one, but that's why I'm thinking even the Peridot would be just like, what? That would just be so unexpected and weird, and I like weird.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'd like to first say you're exceptionally well voiced, which is a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
You're also really, really eloquent in how you choose to put your sentences together.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice. Steven Universe has affected a lot of people, and people seem to feel very strongly one way or another about it. What would you say is the most moving moment of either filming or being a part of this entire experience? What stands out to you? What's changed your perception of who you are as a result of this?
Well,
if that's a possibility.
No, there's a lot of things that I've been lucky and blessed enough to be a part of, but like for specifically, there was a girl that was a part of Make-A-Wish, and she wanted to meet me, and I was like, that freaked me out actually, and it was really cool. She got to go to Cartoon Network and meet everybody, you know, and Steve and Rebecca and she actually went into the booth and we recorded together. She recorded the part with Steven's roles and read with me as Jasper, so we had our like interchange, and she was like beside herself. So, and so was I. So that's a really great question, because you just don't even know, like, just people, you know, everyone has their life and what's going on, and just the smallest thing can affect her recovery or her just being, you know, happy or having something to look forward to and something she identifies with. So being a part of that blew my mind, and that was really cool.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you think maybe we could hear a Jasper line?
Yeah, you guys gotta feed me the lines, because I'm like, I gotta read the pages. It's different. It's not memorized. Wait, which one?
Lapis, fuse with me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Lapis, fuse with me. This microphone ruined it.
It wasn't doing that earlier. I wonder if they switched them around.
Jasper's too powerful for this microphone.
I mean, it is a very small little.
It is, yeah. I think
puny
Jasper
microphone.
blew the mic out, I think. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, there's something. She's got a lot of strength. I gotta get tough to do that voice. But it actually doesn't hurt, surprisingly, because I do sing, so I know how to use my diaphragm. And I have to, otherwise. Unlike video games where I lose my voice all the time because it's a lot of screaming. It's almost all screaming. Sorry. Oh wait.
Over here.
Oh yes.
Speaking of singing, if Jasper did a song, how would you sing for her? Deep, or would you pull something crazy out?
Like she's a soprano, all of a sudden. I think she's definitely bassy. She sings the baritone part. I don't know. I don't know what song she would sing. Is she even happy enough to sing?
I mean, Yellow Diamond sang. She's kind of horrible.
That's true. She would have. I'm sure Jasper would, like, maybe in the shower alone, when no one's watching. She might pull some song out.
Sing like a Diamond Allegiance song, the Pink Diamond.
Oh yeah, or the Shine Bright Like a Diamond. I mean, what's her name? Rihanna. Rihanna's. I think that's what she would sing. I think she would, because Rihanna's kind of tough.
Yeah.
And there is abuse in her history too. So
Yeah.
interesting. Ooh, we just got deep there. What's that?
The new video game. Do you know if Jasper's on it, or if she'll be
Oh,
on
Save
the
the Light.
DLC, or is that a spoiler?
I can't. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Oh.
So I'm like, what game? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, that's a good
I'm not
answer.
gonna get busted.
If you don't know if you can answer, it's best
Yeah.
to just say, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're speaking about.
Hello again.
Hello.
Your voice is like butter. And Jasper's is not. How did you get ready for that? How did you figure out, how do we even do that?
Yeah, that is weird, because I'm thinking, why did I even do that for the audition? Because it wasn't really, because I remember auditioning for it out of my booth, like just at home. Probably with, I have someone that records me for my auditions every day, so probably with him, and he probably was like, just make her really, really tough. Oh, I know, now I remember. I went to go buy a refrigerator at Sears. This was years and years ago. This is how Jasper's voice came back. And there was this woman named Betty, ironically, and she was very tough. And I'm trying to get into her voice right now, but I just remember she kept, they were out of the one that I wanted, and I was like, well, can I go to a different Sears and get the same refrigerators? I really want this refrigerator. And she's like, no, see, we're all pulling from the same warehouse. And I was like, that is the best voice I've ever heard. So I think I stored that in my brain, and I think it came out, like, because it's just, I just loved Betty so much.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Did you see Jasper selling refrigerators?
Yeah. I think if she comes, you know, she stays and, you know, she mellows out, she needs to get a job. You need this refrigerator. Yeah. I think she would do well in that. She'd be very persuasive.
Yeah.
2 quick questions. Can you do any impressions from any of the other characters?
Oh. Well, if you do it first, then I'll do it after you, because I don't...
I can sort of do a parrot, but it's not that good. I'll try.
Do it.
Clots, crystal clots. You clots have no idea what you're doing, do you?
There is no way I could top that. I know I couldn't even touch that. That was awesome. What about Steven?
Yes.
I can't do Steven.
I can't.
I mean, and his voice doesn't even sound like that because he's just, he's a mature young man. So that voice that he puts on, I'm like, how can he keep doing that? Is he wearing super tight underwear? I don't know. How does he keep doing? Because then when he's just talking normal, he's like, yeah, I just got back from the convention, and he's just got this voice like just a normal guy. So I don't know.
I met Zach Callison when his voice was still changing.
Oh yeah,
and it was very odd to be like 1 second he would sound just like Steven, and the next he would sound like like a young man,
yeah.
and it was very off-putting. And I honestly I haven't heard him really speak, one-on-one at least since
over.
then. It's been a while.
So, yeah. That's funny.
yeah. It was several years ago, not 3 years ago, something like that. But it was a.
Well, that's interesting because that's a casting. You got to make a casting choice when you cast young boys because their voices change. I mean, and it's funny because my son tried to do a little voiceover, and he was auditioning for this show called Bubble Guppies, and I still play his audition. His voice was so cute, and like a week later, it was just like bubble guppies. But I was like, what happened to the cute little like bubble? I don't know. So it's hard to cast voice because that inevitably happens. That's just that's life slam. But
I also have one small request for my friend. We have an inside joke because she likes being called Lapis because she looks like them. And sometimes I'll say, who was with me, Lupus? I was good, Gem. And I want to hear that in Jasper's voice.
I was good, Gem?
Who was with me, Lupus? I was good, Gem.
Did you say Limpus?
Lupus.
Okay, sorry. Fuse with me, Lupus. I was good, Gem. You're welcome.
We have time for one. Or do you have a question too? Yeah. Okay. Well, just these two, and then we're gonna be done. So 2 more. These guys over here. Go ahead.
Hi. So I like to ask questions that have nothing to do with Steven Universe. Just throw everybody off.
I love that.
So I'm gonna throw it back to BioShock Infinite and some other video games that you've done. You did Daisy Fitzroy, who's a very powerful, intelligent leader, and she was an African American in a video game that wasn't very fond of that. In my opinion.
I know.
What was it like doing such a indie game controversial role?
It was really cool. Again, it's so bizarre to just book a role and you don't have any idea what it's going to turn out to be or what it's going to mean to people, or because I do a lot of stuff that doesn't turn out to be that either. So and this was one of those situations. Video games, 99% of the time, I'm going to say 100% of the time, you record by yourself. And you don't know the whole vision of the game maker and so this was one of those situations where I had these really powerful speeches, and it was excellent direction, and it was a Skype, it was like a Skype direction, so it wasn't even in the room with the person, but again, I knew it was a heavy topic. I knew there was a lot of, race issues, and it was kind of a departure because I don't really book those kind of roles that much. I really don't. I mean, I wish I did. I've been replaced as an African American 3 times because I don't sound African American enough. So that's another whole thing that we could get into next panel. So that was fun for me because I got to just stick my teeth into it and dig into that role, and it was really fun. And I get a lot of people, responding to that and saying that they enjoyed it. So thank you.
Last question.
Hi. I'm sorry, somebody else already asked this, and I just don't want to, if anybody wants to start off with that. Jasper and Mathis' relationship is incredibly complex for many reasons.
Jasper to some extent a victim to Lapis, and why or why not?
We sort of talked about this, but that's a really specific question, and I was saying, yeah, because they both have their own experiences and their own reasons for their relationship. And so there's like no all pure evil and all pure good. I think there's like a mixture of everything that's going on with both of them and using each other for whatever they each need. So yeah, it is kind of reflective of real abusive relationships. And so yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy to talk about in this, in this context, but it's important because it does exist. Because even just joking about, like when we were talking about Rihanna, it's like, I was so affected by that when I just saw that in the news and, and that whole thing with Chris Brown and everything. I don't know if you guys too young to remember that, but
no, I don't think so.
So I think it's something that's out there and it's common. I mean, if you look at football or look at whatever, there's just a theme. And it's something that needs to be addressed, and I think that is kind of brave for Rebecca to take on that and to have people have something that they can identify with, and just even talking about it. Like I keep saying, dialogue, which is, it's all about communication. So, yeah. But thank you. That was a good question. Thanks.
Well, yeah, and I mean, in a what is essentially a children's show, no less.
Exactly.
And it's not dumbed down at all. It's
simplified in a way.
Yeah.
It's just like this. I don't know.
It's wonderful, and Jasper and whether she's with Lapis or yelling at Steven or whatever, she's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that wraps up the Q&A, you guys.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. And Kimberly will be in the Dominion starting at 3:30 for photo ops, and that's the name of the room. Yeah, it's the one you were in earlier.
Oh, for the photo.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So she'll be in there starting at 3:30. So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.